Good afternoon. Jeff Klineman, editor-in-chief of BevNET and NOSH, here at the Weller booth with recent addition Dale Katechis, the founder of Oskar Blues, joined by Weller co-founder John Simmons. Some pretty exciting changes going on in Weller, but before we get to them, why don't we level set? How's the company been doing, John?
Thanks, Jeff. It's nice to have you in the booth. The company's doing really well. We've had 4 years of steady growth in the CBD category. Again, it's a very tricky category in a lot of ways. It doesn't adhere to any well-known playbook or channel strategy. It's more you have to go out and find the business, which exists in a lot of different channels across the country. Had a great team effort to find those opportunities. And at the end of 4 years, we're going strong and really excited about bringing Dale on and going into some new category.
Yeah, so Dale, tell me, what are you interested in doing here, and how'd you get involved with these guys?
We've been talking for years, and I'm a huge fan of the brand and the product. I have, since kind of leaving the beer business in the last couple of years, I have been looking for other opportunities, and this was certainly one of them. So we've been having conversations for probably a couple of years now. And as the landscape evolves, and as I believe THC beverages are going to be a player, and I'd like to think that I'd use some of my experience in the beer business to, find opportunities in that space. And I believe that the parallels in craft beer and what's going to be the THC drink space, there's some remarkable parallels. And I think the consumer right now in the THC space reminds me of 20 years ago in the beer business, in the craft beer business.
Was it a requirement for you to come on board for Weller to move into the THC space, or was that something you guys had been thinking about for a while?
It wasn't. It's something that, has come up in conversations as we talked about the evolution of the brand and, just the evolution of the space. We feel like CBD, is part of the overall cannabis space. And we feel like what we've done with CBD in terms of, the brand building, in terms of the science we've used to create formulations, to ensure potency, to work with the extraction of cannabinoids, really does create a pathway for us to go into, these emerging categories that we feel, will continue to gain traction with mainstream consumers as, brands create options that are approachable and trustworthy in the space. And this just, all these conversations tend to really converge on Dale's experience with the craft beer industry.
So the THC consumer is probably your everyday consumer, but they can't purchase cannabis in everyday channels. How long do you two think it will be before you're able to purchase sort of a THC-infused drink in a normal distribution channel? And is that something that's incumbent to the eventual success of what you're trying to do here?
Well, I do think it is going to be what, gives us those opportunities to find great mass success. But to answer the question of when, I don't think anyone knows. And is it 3 to 5 years? These guys might know better than I do. But I believe that getting our foot in the door now and creating some pillars and groundwork so that when that time does come, because it will, we're prepared and ready and, hope to lead.
Okay. John, a lot of CBD brands have sort of pulled out of CBD or have added flanker brands that don't necessarily involve CBD in an effort to pick up distribution across the country. Has that been something Weller has tried? And then why did you then sort of reverse field into THC?
Yeah, I think, especially once COVID started, there was a lot of, opportunity to innovate into, especially the immunity space and the overall functional beverage space. We did that with our immunity beverage, and for us, it was a strategy to build bridges into more broadline distribution or conventional retailers who otherwise would not sell CBD. As an entrepreneur, this is perfect for us, and as Dale, being, sort of a trailblazer in craft beer and us being a trailblazer, opportunities like THC and CBD are really made for entrepreneurial ventures. And, with the amount of innovation that we have in the pipeline, we can turn on Colorado for THC as a way to fine-tune our concept, as a way to build that brand narrative of an innovative functional beverage company overall that's focused on wellness.
Do you two think you're in a cannabis business that sells drinks, or in a beverage business that's involved with cannabis?
I would say that we're getting our foot in the door with a beverage, and when the federal legalization happens and we start to build these pillars around a THC beverage company and a CBD beverage company, that I think we would keep our minds open to any opportunities. I'm in the cannabis business with another company in Colorado, and we've talked about some partnerships or ventures together.
Yeah. Is there a branding problem for cannabis in the U.S.?
It depends on who you ask. I feel that there is. I feel that there's a couple of people that have done the branding piece well, but for the mass and for most companies out there, I think it's missed. One of the things that I've attracted me to John and Matt and Weller, I think they did a great job with the branding, and I'm drawn to it, and I look forward to helping grow it.
Well, John, Dale, thanks for joining us. Best of luck.